In this video, I'll show you how to solve word problems with two unknowns. This is question 2. The question reads, during a certain day, two computer printers are observed to process 1,705 form letters with the slower printer in use for 5.5 hours and the faster for 4 hours. On another day, the slower printer works for 6 hours and the faster for 6.5 hours, and together they print 2,330 form letters. How many letters can each print in an hour working alone? To do a question like this, we'll need to create two separate formulas with two unknowns. The first formula will model the first day, and the second will model the second day. And to model these equations, we'll have to use the formula work done is equal to rate of work times time. So we're told on day 1, so this is the equation for day 1, that the slower printer works for 5.5 hours. So the time is 5.5, and we don't know the rate at which it prints. So we'll just call that x. And the faster one works for 4 hours. And we don't know the rate at which the faster one works. And together, they print 1,705. On day 2, we are told that the slower one works for 6 hours and the faster one works for 6.5 hours. And together they print 2,330. Our job is to find x and y. Now we can find x and y using addition subtraction method, using the substitution method, or even using your calculator. And I'm going to show you how to do this on your calculator. Whichever method you use, you should be consistent with the x and the y value that you obtain. So turn on your calculator. I'll be using my FX991ES, mode, equation 1. And I'll place my coefficients for A, B, and C, 5.5, 4.0, 1705, 6, 6.5, and lastly 2,330. If you've done this correctly, you should get 150 for x and 220 for y. So x is equal to 150 and y is equal to 220. And to analyze what this means, the slower printer will print 150 letters per hour, and the faster one will print 220 letters per every hour. And so there you have it. That is how to solve word problems with two unknowns.